It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today as we finish up a week on the channel. It's a Friday and it's a Masterpiece Friday, and boy do I have a masterpiece yet again for all of you. I don't know if there's a side of music that is more famous than side one of Led Zeppelin 4. And that's what we're going to be listening to today. We're getting back to Led Zeppelin for the first time in about half a year. And the last time we were together listening to music from this band, we were hearing Led Zeppelin 3. Right? My journey through the music of Led Zeppelin has been haphazard at best, y'all. We started on Patreon with Houses of the Holy. That's what won our first poll. Then we went to Physical Graffiti. And then after that, it was kind of a hodgepodge of individual songs on YouTube and the like. And a little over a year ago, I thought, we need to just get back to the beginning with this band and make sure that we don't miss anything. So I went back to Led Zeppelin 1. We heard that one. We heard Zeppelin 2, we heard Zeppelin 3, and now we're up to Zeppelin 4, and I'm really excited to dive into this album. I've never listened to this album before, y'all. I've heard songs from it. I've heard several songs from this album, but I've never sat down and listened to the album. I've never sat down and given all of these songs a critical listen. I have heard a few before on the channel. Back in March of 2024, we heard the Battle of Evermore on the channel. That was really fun. And then I have heard Stairway to Heaven on the channel. It was in October of 2021, but it was the cover by Heart and a whole bunch of friends at the Kennedy Center when Led Zeppelin was receiving their Kennedy Center honors. So I've never yet listened to the original Stairway to Heaven from Led Zeppelin on the channel. That will happen today. We'll get to some of their other classic songs on side 2 next week. Okay, today we're up to side 1. The other songs besides Battle of Evermore and Stairway that are on side 1 are Black Dog and Rock and Roll. Now, those are both huge songs as well. I have heard those through the years, y'all. But like I said, I've never really sat down and paid attention to what keys they're in, to how the riffs go, and really studied them. Okay, so a couple things that we're doing today. One, I've never listened to all of this side of music before. That's going to be fun. And 3 of these songs I've never included these recordings on the channel, so I'm excited to get to this music with all of you. I know that when I announced it to our patrons over on Patreon, they were like, let's get it on, Doug. Ready to go. So let us indeed get it going, my friends. Side 1 starts with Black Dog. It's the lead song and the first single from the album. Its B-side is Misty Mountain Hop. We'll hear that next week on side 2. The title here refers to a black Labrador retriever that the band saw hanging around the studio, and apparently the dog would disappear at night and they wouldn't see what the dog was up to, but it would come back around in the morning and during the day and just be tired and sleep all day. And so Robert figured out that, well, the dog is probably out spending the night with his old lady dog. And so the lyrics to this song come from that inspiration. So let's get things going, my friends, and start with Black Dog from Led Zeppelin. Here we go. So they get the key for him. And the rhythm is just unclear enough Then they move away from it, and then move back to it. They move the riff to the 5 and then back. It's just classic Led Zeppelin, right? And it's classic call and response. Especially in the blues tradition. Their approach to the way that the hits come in this, the percussion is so good. So now the lady is taking some revenge. She spent my money, she took my car. Big leg woman ain't got no soul. Just absolutely iconic riffs. Now he's just praying for a better woman. Somebody who won't tell him no lies. Bluesy, full of attitude, full of moxie. Just a great way to start an album. Okay, and with that sort of instrumental outro, we get Black Dog. What a really, really fantastic song. I heard it basically in A and just riffing away, y'all. Cool. So Rock and Roll is the second single from the album, and its B-side is Four Sticks. That also we're going to hear on side 2. I don't know if I know that one, though. This became a big song for the band, and it ended up becoming their preferred concert opener for several years. And on this particular track, we're going to hear some piano playing, actually. I think electric piano from Ian Stewart, who was one of the founding members of the Rolling Stones. So it's been a long time since I've heard, it's been a long, long time since I heard this one. In fact, I didn't realize what song this was going to be. Rock and roll. Do I know that one? I don't think I know that one. And then I'll pull up the lyrics and I see it's been a long time since I rock and rolled, and I thought even I know those lyrics, right? So this one I've heard, but I've never analyzed it. Let's take a look and hear Rock and Roll from Led Zeppelin. Here we go. What key are they in? Just A major. The 4. To the 5. Can't argue with the good old 1, 4, and 5. Can't get the tears from the life with me no more. Carry me back, carry me back, carry me back. Living where I come from. It's been a long time, been a long time, been a long, lonely, 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 lonely time. Just a straight ahead rock and roll song. How great. You're like, y'all want a rock and roll song? We'll call it rock and roll, because that's the kind of band we are. So I've got kind of a rhythm guitar over here and a solo over here. There's that keyboard. Back to classic rock and roll, classic 3-chord rock and roll, major key blues. Why not open with that one? That will get the crowd up and on their feet, right? And it saves the huge epic songs for a little bit later on. So much fun. So much fun. So, back to the Battle of Evermore. I'm really excited to hear this one again. I don't remember a whole lot about it. We welcome the famed British folk singer Sandy Denny in for assistance on vocals for this track. And Jimmy Page apparently was in the studio and picked up John Paul Jones's mandolin and was kind of experimenting a bit on it. And he ended up coming up with much of what would become this song, the harmonic progression and everything, in just one sitting. And we get some mythology back here in a Led Zeppelin song. We get references to the Dark Lord. We get references to the ring wraiths riding in black. We get the dragon of darkness in these lyrics. We're bringing in elements from the Lord of the Rings once again, and that's just fine with me. So let's listen together to the Battle of Evermore from Led Zeppelin. Here we go. They're in the cracks.
The Queen of Light took her bow, and then she turned to go. The Prince of Peace embraced the gloom and walked the night alone. Dancing in the dark of night, seemed to him more. Dark Lord rides in forest tonight.
Lord rides in forest tonight.
Tell us all.
So when it goes to the 4, Sandy Denny sings.
Side by side, we wait the night of the darkest of them all. I hear voices thunder down in the valley below. I'm waiting for the angels of Babylon, waiting for the eastern glow.
That eastern glow.
Apples of the valley, oh, the seas of happiness. Ground is rich from tender care.
Yeah, they're on A again, but they're a little sharp. Or maybe I'm sharp.
Apples turn to brown and black. The tyrant's face is red. War is the cry. Pick up his swords and the sky is filled with good and bad. Mortals never know.
It's like layers of mandolin and folk singers. It's quite different from what we've heard over the first 2 songs, but it oddly really complements the entire project.
Tired on the sunrise, waiting for the eastern glow. The pain of war cannot exceed the woe of aftermath. The drums will shake, the castle wall, the ring rays ride in black.
Right on. Sing as you raise your bow. Love the folk song nature of this. And like a lot of folk music, they're making great use of the 1 and the 4. Do never leaves those chords. So the A's in all of these chords.
As the sun is shining, the clouds are blue or white. With flames from the dragon of darkness, the sunlight blinds his eyes.
The dragon needs some sunglasses. Fascinating. It's just enough out of tune and I'm like wondering how they're going to fix it and move. They're moving at slightly different times. It's just part of the storytelling. And the sound of those layered mandolins. It's just hypnotic. Yeah. I've heard all three songs based in A. Interesting, right? There's not much to that song in terms of musical harmonic progression. That's really just an exposition of a folk story told over a couple of chords with some layered, lovely mandolin. That's so cool. Yeah, and it sets the stage for the appearance of one of the great rock songs of all time. It almost acts like an aperitif, a palate cleanser after the big rock and roll of the first couple of songs, and we're like, we're going to get you ready for this big tune. It's going to have 3 sections to it, and each section, the first one's going to start really soft, then it's going to get a little more rhythmic and intense, and then it's going to get even more. It's going to get faster and louder by the time we get back to the end. And by the time that you make it with us to heaven, up that stairway, you're going to feel like you climbed a mountain, So, yeah, if there was ever a song that really doesn't need an introduction at all, it's Stairway to Heaven, y'all. And I read that in addition to his playing bass, John Paul Jones is going to add some piano here, and the recorders that I remember hearing in the opening section, those are all played by John Paul Jones on this recording. I think that's really cool. So let's waste no more time, y'all. You know the song. I know the song. Let's have some fun. Stairway to Heaven from Led Zeppelin. Here we go. It's marked by the descending half steps in the bass line. Relative major. Back to minor 1. This lands because of the previous song.
All it glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stars are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. She's buying
That major 4 chord just lands so beautifully. Harkens back to modal music. And so do the recorders. So it gives it an ancient feel, like it's been here forever.
Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven.
There comes the bass. No percussion yet. Right? Major 4 to minor 1.
There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for leaving. In my thoughts I have seen rings of smoke through the trees, and the voices of those who stand looking. It makes me wonder.
Right? You start getting a little more forward motion. And it's so natural because it happens over a long period of time.
And it's whispered that soon, if we all call,
And they're still holding back the percussion.
will lead us to reason. And a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forest will echo with laughter. If there's a bustle in your head,
We're still in the middle section.
it's just a sprinkling for the May Queen. Yes, there are 2 paths you can go.
With the addition of the drums here, and we get more electric
And there's still time to change the road.
guitar in the mix as well. Just gradual.
And it makes me wonder. Your head is humming and it won't go. In case you don't know, the piper's calling you to join him.
All right, it's time to join the piper.
Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow?
Can you hear it? It's
Your
we're being
stairway
called.
lies
We're
on the
being
whispering wind.
we're being assembled. You know? And it gets to that D chord. And then we get into a different mode. Not Dorian mode, Aeolian mode. It's the Iron Maiden cadence. Flat 6, Flat 7, and right back up. Of course, this can go on forever, but they don't.
And she's buying a stairway to heaven.
And we start the album with a simple little, right, a little A down there, and then he starts, hey now mom, I say the way you move, right, and doing all that, and then we end that side with, and she's buying the stairway to heaven, and it's just a beautiful side of music that's harmonically connected because it's all pretty much in A, y'all. And we get just 4 beautiful songs that work together like that. And by the time you get to the end of Stairway, you're like, what did I just listen to? That's mind-boggling. Think 1971, y'all. We had the world figured out. What have we been doing since? I don't know. Just incredible stuff, right? Absolutely incredible. And the neat thing about that progression at the end, the way that it works, the reason why it works so darn well, we've got A minor to G to F, then back. You know, if your theory professor said you can't write parallel fifths, tell them to fuck off, because parallel fifths all over the place. It's just parallel root position chords. And so on, right? But the flat 6, flat 7, 1 is really the 4 chord, the 5 chord from the parallel major key, right? It's 4, 5, we just go to 6. If we're in La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, if we're in that scale, that shared scale from the major key. So when we go F, G, A, it's like those have real direction to them. It's predominant, dominant, and then we just go to the minor tonic with a deceptive resolution up by a step. If I would have done the same thing with E's minor 4 and minor 5, it sounds relatively similar. Right? That's minor 4, minor 5, 1. This just happens to be flat 6, flat 7, 1. Does the same darn thing, y'all. So we get a real solid progression that makes use of the natural overtone series, the natural way that we hand off a progression from one to the other, a subdominant chord to a dominant chord to a tonic chord. And it's like tying a real sturdy knot. The song holds together because of that harmonic underpinning, as well as all of the permutations of melody and performance and offshoot that they get from it. It's really incredible, right? I've been looking forward for a month or two getting back to Led Zeppelin because I knew that Led Zeppelin 4 was coming up next. And yeah, I've heard most of these songs, but I've never listened to the whole album, y'all. So when we come back next week and we hear side 2, Misty Mountain Hop, I don't know if I know that one. Four Sticks, I don't think I know that one. Going to California sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. I really am not. But I know When the Levee Breaks. That's the only song on side 2 that I know. We previously reviewed it, and when we did on the channel, it was a really fun time. We not only listened to Led Zeppelin's version of this, but we went back to the 1929 original version of this song that by Memphis Minnie, if I'm remembering right, was the artist that originally recorded the song. And then Led Zeppelin adapted it in the 70s, and then A Perfect Circle adapted it a couple of decades later, and we listened to all three of those versions of the song. It's been a couple of years since we've done that, but that was really fun. The rest of these on side 2 are going to be revelations to me. I'm going to be learning some new stuff or remembering songs that I have kind of forgotten. So either way, it's going to be a fun time. But what a fun time we've had today, my friends. I've come to really appreciate this band in ways that I never thought that I would. And you know what it comes from? Having an open mind and being curious and just listening and letting the music speak to you. And I really enjoyed our session today, my friends. A great way to send us into the weekend. So that's going to be all for us for this Masterpiece Friday and this week. I've got a lot more for y'all next week. I thank you for being with me as we've been listening to Led Zeppelin 4. I got a lot more next week, y'all. Thanks for being with me. We'll see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.
It's the Daily Dog. Welcome to the Daily Dog. The Daily